Welcome to Sports Zone. Well, of course, my name is Masika Sime, and we welcome you into the new year 2024. Isn't it amazing that we've made it all together this beautiful year? Wherever you are, I'm sure you're blessed to be joining us. Well, this is the Sports Zone, where we're going to give you, what is happening in the world of sport, and of course, the business aspect, not leaving it behind. And of course, I'm joined with a big team, the three of us. I used to call it Bulls FC, but of course, as you know, well, of course, I'm with Senoga.
Yeah.
Kefas.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
I think,
Yeah. Yes, and of course, with also Trevor as well. But of course, during the course of the week, actually, we discovered that Super Sport isn't going to be able to broadcast the AFCON 2023, the anticipated games that we expect starting from the 13th of this very month, just next week, I guess. Next week, but one, I guess, if we're to count according
7 days to go.
7 days to go. So definitely, those that have been expecting, because Super Sport always airs on GOTV and DSTV.
Unfortunately, it won't be aired.
Yes, it won't be aired. Yeah, for those that are fully anticipating and hoping to catch the matches, well, I think we shall have all the other alternatives.
Yeah, some of the alternatives.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I think to kickstart off this show, online we do have a guest. I think we shall be stipulating more of that. I think, Joshua, are you able to get us? Joshua. Okay, Joshua, I think he has some technical issues because right now he is offline. We are not able to see his video. So Joshua, could you please enable your video? But to continue with the show, so you people, I think what is next? What is next? Just after Super Sport losing.
Now, of course, after losing, they had some of the reasons as to why, and of course, one of the reasons is that they gave the broadcast rights to some other, live stream that is in the sub-Saharan Africa. So definitely, those are the ones that are going to be showcasing, and of course, there was a huge amount of money that was actually allocated to them for the broadcast rights, and of course they agreed on a deal of worth $80 million with a Pan-African broadcaster for the free-to-air and pay TV English and local languages in sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah, so
and the TV is called the New World TV.
The New World
it's
TV.
Based in Togo.
So you can imagine.
Yeah. So and that same deal. That same deal was highly endorsed by the president, the president, Patrice Mosiko, who said that this is one of the best Africans. They have really, this is one of the heaviest investments that they have done.
$80 million.
Yeah, and it wasn't a surprise to some of the Francophone countries, I would say. That's the French-speaking countries, because when we talk of Togo, it is in the West African. Sorry about that. Yeah, when we talk of Togo, it's in the West African part of Africa, and it's that same media house got the same contract in 2021 to broadcast recently concluded Qatar World Cup, and it is believed they paid about 15 million euros to FIFA, and they got the contract to broadcast World Cup.
Wow.
But then the most unfortunate bit of it is that Togo is a French-speaking country. And for us, in our case as Uganda, we are an Anglophone.
Yeah,
we speak English.
Yeah,
we speak English. So we hope that maybe we could speculate that most probably that New World TV is going to sub-license. It's going to sub-license certain media companies in those other countries which are English speaking.
They've been affected.
Yeah, because their program is to broadcast their content in a variety of languages. They hope to broadcast in Swahili, they hope to broadcast in English, in French, among others. So most likely it will have to sub-license some other media houses from other countries, most especially in East Africa, with Anglo, because recently Kenya, that times Kenya, came out and acknowledged that they are going to broadcast the AFCON. And it is also believed that StarTimes Nigeria is also going to do the same thing. So that means StarTimes must have most likely have got a sub license, and even for Super Sport, it is still on the table. There's a possibility. There are reports that they could also get sub license. Just that we don't know what the New World TV is really, because there are so many allegations that have come about from that it is backed by the Togo government itself, because earlier on last year, that same TV made a workshop or a 2-day workshop where they invited different footballers, guests. That was Emmanuel Adebayo, among one of them, who actually comes from Togo. And it is believed that the Togo government, provided some logistical and security support, and that's why they say that this company is backed by the government, because, and we don't know, we can't be sure, but these are allegations. But then by the fact that it has been able to come and take away a major broadcaster, because really SuperSport, which is part of MultiChoice, has been the biggest, I think, one of the biggest powerhouses.
One of the biggest media broadcasting.
Sport.
And you would say it even has a wide coverage in over 50 countries.
You can imagine, because now, because if you're to talk about MultiChoice, it covers DSTV, it has GOTV. So definitely, people in Nigeria, people in East Africa, people in South Africa, they are high consumers actually of those broadcasting major groups. But then that leaves the fate. What is the fate? My question would be like, what is the fate of SuperSport now? What is their fate now?
There's no SuperSport. If we look,
because it has lost opportunity. $18 million would have been for them. They would have.
But I think it can also be a good deal if there is sub-license. And SuperSport has if we say SuperSport, we have to mention the bigger picture, which is MultiChoice. MultiChoice emphasizes on so many different aspects. It's not only emphasizing on sport, it's entertainment and so on. So, and we have seen in the past that different companies have also come on board and they have got rates. Kwesi was on board. There was there was HITV.
Yes.
Those are the companies that also got rates for broadcasts like the Premier League. But then with time we can no longer see them. And SuperSport is still existing and it's still running. So I think SuperSport has stood the test of the time.
But of course, in the same vein, we here back. Because in the same vein, we here back home, we always do have that national TV where we should always be viewing the matches, everything happening.
It depends if they get the rights as well. Because now in this case, we are seeing every media house that has to broadcast AFCON content. It has to negotiate with New World. Because it's what.
Because previously it was SuperSport.
So every company that is really going to broadcast any content related to AFCON has to negotiate with New World TV.
Wow.
So we just have to watch and see. And there are different ways. They have free to air. They have pay TV services.
But of course, you have to keep in mind that also I think probably SuperSport has not been having a streaming platform other than TV. So they are going to also work upon that. Because probably I think World TV probably has a streaming platform where you can stream off, without using your TV, you can access it. But SuperSport, I don't think it has been having it. I think it is high time for them to restructure. But still talking about AFCON, and of course, just a few days ago, we received news coming in from CAF saying that they have had an increase of 40% of the prize money for the champions that are going to be walking away with the
$7 million
the cup.
dollars.
Yes, $7 million US.
Yeah.
That is approximately to billions of money here in Uganda. 18 billion in 26 billion Ugandan shillings is what they're going to be walking away. The champions of the AFCON 2023. We expect. Anyway, we know the competition is tight. Yeah, but there has been an increase of 40% compared to last year, from $5 million to $7 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, as we've just talked about broadcast rights, then I'm thinking of the irony. The irony is that Togo, as a country, the media house comes from Togo. New World comes from Togo. But then the irony is that Togo is not going to participate in the World Cup. That's the irony of it. And I think it last participated in. Excuse me for that.
Africa Cup of Nations.
I think it last participated in the AFCON. That is 11 years ago.
What?
Sure, Togo.
Yeah, 11 years.
I think Togo was there in Egypt.
No, it didn't. It wasn't there.
Okay.
And in the group stages last year, it was in the same group stage with Eswatini. It was in the same group stage with I think it was also in the same group stage with Burkina Faso and Cape Verde. And Burkina Faso and Cape Verde, I think the ones that qualified in that group. Then Togo came third, and that's why it didn't qualify for this AFCON in Ivory Coast. So it's going to show us the matches, going to broadcast, but then really we are not going to.
So to me, I think the last time Togo participated in the Africa Cup of Nations, it was in the same group with Burkina Faso,
Yeah, that's
Chad, Togo, and Eswatini. So it finished third with 8 points, losing 2 games.
Yes.
And of course, to me, I think
that's why it didn't actually qualify for
Yeah.
the Ivory Coast. Yeah. It last played in. I think Togo has participated in AFCON 3 times.
in fact, the last time Togo participated in the Africa Cup of Nations, that was 2022 in June. Like it was last year, but one. You get it? So I remember their first match was against Eswatini. It was a draw.
No, those were group stages, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were group stages, and of course we shall be seeing the second person winning. We shall be seeing the second person winning. Winning $4 million, and of course
The semi-finals will be working with $2.5 million.
And of course, every person or every team which shall reach the quarterfinal, it will be getting $1.3 million US. And of course, this was confirmed by the CAF president during a conference which happened at the CAF headquarters. And of course, a lot of engagements were going on. I mean, they were clearly interested in increasing, and it isn't the first time of increasing that prize money. I think this is the second time in the last 5 Africa Cup of Nations games. Yeah, I think the second time. So, and of course, leaving that aside, in the same vein, one of the teams which are going to participate is Senegal. One of their home, Sadio Mane built a very good stadium in his home village, that is Rubambari.
Yeah, Sadio Mane. That is something that is okay. I don't know if we could call it news because he's capable really of coming up with such a stadium. A person who is net worth is about $25 million. That's possible. You could really construct a mini stadium like that.
But of course, we have to acknowledge the fact that at least he has managed. You know, when you talk of, I don't know, there are very few international football players who have, done. Okay, they've done projects, but then this is something
visible.
Yeah, this is something at least visible. Of course, we saw Didier Drogba has done very many projects in his Ivory Coast actually, which is going to be hosting the AFCON. Yes, yes. We expect, I wish you had the stamina, you would actually be there playing ball. But of course, we miss his games. I mean, yeah. But of course, we've seen him do some projects in his hometown. So I don't know the rest. Unana, where are those? Where are they? Want to see them also.
Yes.
To do much more. When he went to in Arab money, a person who is earning about 650,000 pounds. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
His contract goes up to 2027, and by that time he would have at least acquired about 136 pounds. So that's a lot of money, and it's not the first time he's doing these projects. He has done a lot of projects in his home country. He has built school, a hospital.
A hospital worth 500,000 euros, and in the same vein during that during the pandemic of COVID, that was in 2020, Sadio Mane donated $410,000. But obviously that wasn't the first time of him investing in his community. He built a public school worth 250,000 euros, and obviously in addition to that, he built a mosque. Like, he had invested so much. But of course, to go back, the reason why he built that stadium, I think it was 1 year ago, there was some training video of him playing in the
muddy stadium.
He went back home and started playing with, So I think they were soon playing the Champions League with Madrid, and I'm not so sure. That time, that is the video. So the man was playing.
It was terrible.
Back home.
Terrible.
Yeah. So
as if it's somewhere,
it was very late. So it was very late. So Sadio Mane came up with a vision. So I mean, like, he had to go back to his home village. He got an vision. He drew a plan. I mean, he has done so much for his
community.
Yeah, for his community.
To him, it's little money, I guess.
And he also, as well, he has also purchased certain assets for him. So he recently, last year, I think he purchased a football club in French, a fourth-tier football club called Beaujolais, like that, Foot 18. He purchased the club, and I think at the end of his career, definitely would have done something great for him. So, according to the money he gets, endorsements, this is the guy who has made a lot of money way back from Anfield. He moved to Bundesliga, and he was the highest paid player in the Bundesliga.
The African highest paid player.
He was actually the highest player paid in Bundesliga.
But to me, I think there are very many African players who are earning a lot. But the question comes, are they really helping out their community?
To me, who is the? Isn't he the highest paid? I think
Africa. Yes. In Africa, in Africa. No, but of course we have the likes of actually
Riyad Mahrez still playing the same league where he plays.
Mo Salah.
I mean, those people are earning quite a lot of amount of money, but what are they really showing on table? But of course, when you go back and read his history, Sadio Mane, the reason why he built a school, in fact, the reason why he built the hospital, the guy said that he felt bad when he saw his young sister, like they gave birth to his young sister while at home. So the guy said, I have to work hard for my family. I have to work hard for mine. You get it? So, in fact, Sadio Mane never went to school. So what he did, immediately after getting money, the guy started investing a lot. He built a school. But after next thing, that even up right now, every family from his village gets monthly. It gets something like 70 euros. Every month. And of course, it is not only that he managed to, every best student in his home village, he gets a laptop. So I mean, he has really done a lot according to me.
He has done quite a lot.
I think at the end of the day, it goes back to, you know, the foundation, character, personality of someone. You know, I think that is why we're not seeing much of projects coming in from people, you know, for footballers who play internationally, because I mean, probably they feel like the community is well off. Why do I need to you know, put up structures that I am, you know, from a well-off family that, or community that can fend for themselves. So definitely kudos for him. We hope that very soon it's gonna have, you know, other facilities, that the very stadium is gonna have other facilities. Well, of course, that wraps it up for this just 28 minutes in. And of course, just in case you just joined us, of course, there was AFCON. Supersport is going to be having broadcast rights to broadcast the AFCON 2023, and of course a 40% increase on the prize money for the champions of the AFCON 2023, starting from the 13th of January. Get your television sets ready, because it's going to be on. Well, let's go for a short break, and we shall be back with more of esports business.
Smart 24, driving business.